Yeah, yeah, yeah. What's good? What's good? What's good?
Yo,
Yo, yo.
what's up?
¿Cómo está, bye?
What's up, bye? It's another day.
Another day. Yep. Yeah, we're gonna get started in a sec. First thing first. Where's my damn podcast? Yes. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you to all the listeners out there, wherever you are. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Shouts out to my one and only sponsor, Anchor. Um, yeah, yeah. If you want to get into doing your podcast, be sure to check out Anchor. Download the app and yeah, just check that out. Um, like I said, where's my damn podcast? Be sure to share, like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Review it. Yeah, do the damn thing. Yeah, I have on the line. A fellow DJ. Um, yes, a very special guest. We're gonna get into it. The one and only, yeah, Francis Reponte, aka One Nemcis. You're probably wondering who's that. Well, you know what? You know what? We're gonna break it down. He's gonna break it down. We're gonna get familiar with the homie. You know what I'm saying?
When you
Obviously he's known in the DJ world. If you're a DJ, yeah, you know he has some good stuff. He puts some loopers together. He has an album out. Yeah, we're gonna do it. So yeah, I welcome you to the show, my
what,
homie Francis Rapunte, aka One Nemesis. What's up, bro?
what's up, bro? What's up, DJ Excalibur?
Hey, he got it. He got it.
What's going on?
Hey man, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me, man.
Hell yeah, man. I'm a big fan of yours. I thought we were talking before the other day. I follow you on IG. You're always pushing the culture. You do your turntablism. As we know it in the DJ world. You know, as far as that art form, you make scratch loopers for a lot of us DJs, and I believe you put out a drill mat, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we're gonna get into it. Yeah, man. Yeah. So how did it get started for you? Let's take it back in the beginning. Um,
Well,
as far as
um,
the DJ.
as far as DJ, I was, I grew up in Hawaii, so most of the time, a lot of the b boys at that time were just, just pretty much um, just dancing to just regular music. Like there weren't many break DJs at that time in Hawaii. So one of my the things that I saw was like because I before I was a DJ, I was into like a writing, as a writer, like
Mm-hmm.
spray painting.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I used to go to a lot of events that my homie East uh, to just check out, and he would just invite me to check out his events, and he would just tell me to go visit, like some of the DJ, I mean the functions that he has over there,
Mm-hmm.
and it was cool, like seeing a lot of the DJs that some were still playing, like old electro and stuff like that, and I wanted to get more um, deeper with the whole culture. So that's when I kind of like, oh, maybe I could try to do something else instead of just spray painting all the time. Try something else, something
Yeah.
different.
Right.
That was like in the year like early 90s, like 92, 93.
Mm. That.
So I kind of decided to just picked up an like used turntables and And I remember having like a one of those huge Newmark mixers, and I didn't know anything about it. And
Yeah.
then and for some reason everything just happened, like uh I would hear like DJs cutting on the radio. So I was like, man, yeah, it's cool like hearing that. I mean, because uh I was like, maybe one day I could probably do that too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, from there, I just kind of like this tried to keep the culture going. Started hanging out with some of the DJs over there, and I learned a lot from just even visiting like even house parties, like house DJs. I mean, mobile DJs.
Yeah. Yeah.
So from there, started hanging out with them. Started hanging out with basically just hip hop heads in my area,
Hmm.
and at that time, my someone kind of like showed me like a video of Qbert, and then I think homie East gave me one of his records, and that was like one of the first scratch records I got. I think it's called Battle Breaks Records or something like that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I think I know
Yeah,
what you're talking about. Yeah.
yeah. And he gave it to me and he's like, "Hey man, why don't you check this out?" And then from there, I just hearing like all kinds of like effects and sounds and things like that and that record. I'm like, wow, this is pretty dope.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I kind of like just eventually just went into it, and then more I got into it, I I saw more things like, wow, there's DJ battling too now. So
Yeah.
yeah, I practiced a lot. Like I just wanted to be just like I wanted to be just the DJ or the scratcher. Like I was more into like scratching at the beginning, most of the part. So I
Hmm.
broke most every mixer I had, man. Like I threw like maybe four Gemini's scratch masters.
Yeah.
Had those Vestax, and then just kept going and going, and it started, like hearing like battles in Hawaii was known for that too. Like that's when everyone was just into it. Like a lot of the
Hmm.
kids were into it, so I guess that was like the main thing back in Hawaii, where everyone was just like so hype about it. And
Yeah.
then uh, basically, yeah, I did a lot of battles back in Hawaii. As DJ Skid, that was my main name, and
Hmm.
also did a lot of the b-boy. Because the like I said in the beginning, there weren't b-boy DJs, so I was just collecting a lot of like just dusty records, like anything to do with just um b-boying, and that pretty much it. Like I just continued on, like trying to like just wanted to just within the culture, like just being a
Yeah.
DJ, but back DJ is trying to do everything within like the culture, anything to do with hip hop, like is so
That's what's up. That's
yeah.
what's up, man. What was the scene in Hawaii like pretty deep? I know you mentioned going to the house parties and stuff and
Yeah,
doing events. Like was it pretty cracking over there?
yeah, pretty much, because whatever like they see here, like they call it more in the mainland, whatever they see in the
Yeah.
mainland, and they were, a lot of the kids were actually get into it too. Or like the first generation of b-boys, pretty much just that was in the 80s, and I guess in the early 90s we were like the second generation of hip hop,
Yeah.
still trying to get into it, but there were all the older heads that was still into it, so we kind of like carried it on, like they were passing it on to us. So it was cool, like we kept it like the scene going. And at one time, the like almost every kid, like every like high school and everything, everyone was just like there. You would have at least three, four, b-boy crews, man. So they would
Hmm.
just go everywhere and just battle all over. It was cool, like to see some of my friends that like did a lot of like like just like events, they were throwing events everywhere, and at the same time, like it kind of helped the culture like grow and just kept going, and I was part of that whole culture of just being one of the b-boys. I mean, one of the DJs for the b-boys. So it
That's
was,
that's
and
that's
then the battling, yeah, and battling at the same time. Then it came out right after that. Like that's when DJ battles started coming out there. The DMCs, the ITF, and
yeah.
in the 2000, that's when I was battling a lot too. I actually won the ITF over there one time. The for the Western the Hawaii champion. So that was cool. I had to battle,
Nice.
yeah, some of the
Nice.
nocturnal sound crew, those
Yeah.
guys. So
Yeah.
they kept pushing me, to a point where, yeah, this is it. This is the real thing.
Yeah.
So it's cool, like everyone was just involved with the culture. That's what kind of like got me into more to that scene.
That's dope. You brought up Nocturnal Sound Crew. That's what's the dude's name? Jami
Jam, Deception, Code,
Deception. What was the young cat? I forgot his name.
DJ Solution was one of.
Yeah, Solution. Yeah, yeah. He was
Yeah, so I
dope.
battled those guys, man. So
Yeah.
but we were all friends. Like even though they
Yeah.
lived like in the different part of the but we would have sessions, so they would
Yeah.
come in session with each other. I mean, we would have sessions. So it's cool. Like we same thing. It's like it's a hub. It's the way we see it. We see it as a culture, like it's a hip
Yeah.
hop culture. Like that's pretty
That's
much, like we kept it healthy, I guess, in a
yeah.
way.
Yeah. That's what's up. So when did you eventually move out to in California? I guess.
It was in 90, no, actually, 2008, I think. Nine,
Oh,
yeah. Yeah.
okay.
So,
What made you move out here?
well, I
What
was
happened
like,
with that?
at that time, I was so heavily active into battling. So I knew at that time, there weren't as much battles in Hawaii, because, the whole battle phased out, and then, everyone got more into like clubbing, club
Hmm.
DJing kind of stuff. So
Okay.
a lot of promoters were promoting different things now. So,
Yeah.
and my wife was already, I mean, my girl and my wife now, she was already here. So I was like, maybe I should just test new waters, try and move away from the lane for a little bit. Maybe just give it
Yeah.
a try and test it out. Ever since, I'm
Yeah.
still here, man. So it's good. Like it's like someone from the island is moving out, just try to test something out, and then he's actually loving it here in school, because I've always like been into like hip hop. So here in LA alone, it's like there's so much hip hop heads out here, man. So
Oh yeah.
it was a
Yeah.
good move for me. And
Yeah.
even battling, like it in a way, like I was like, man, I was battling a lot of cats in Hawaii, but here in LA alone now, it's like I'm battling more. Like
Oh yeah. It's
these
deep.
guys,
Yeah.
I was like, these guys are hungrier, So I was like, yeah, man. Like I entered a few, like even the DMCs out here, I entered a few already. I
Hmm.
was like, man, these guys are hungrier than me, because things changed. When I was in Hawaii, I wasn't really working much. Like
Hmm.
that was my full time thing. Like battle, battle, battle. It was like I would train like 8 hours, 9 hours, sometimes 10 more hours a day, just create routines.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then, when I moved out here, everything kind of like maybe 2 hours. So, everything was limited, like maybe 1 hour a day is because I had to work. So I'm like, okay, so I guess
Yeah.
I gotta kind of I gotta shift a little bit.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Things end up happening. Yeah. Yeah. No. Talk to my homies about that a lot. Cause I used to do that too, man. Like
mm,
we would be heavy into the jam sessions,
Sure, yeah.
and then when would battle season come along, like either the DMC or the spin-offs,
Mhm.
Guitar Center stuff, like, oh, we got to get ready for this, like,
Exactly. Those were
yeah,
the fun days, man. It's like you feel like, yeah, I'm going against someone. Like we would have like, every like 2 3 months, like there's always a big battle coming up. So everyone was like, I'm ready for this, man. So that was
yeah,
that hunger was like I was like, yeah, I'll see you in like 2 3 months from now. So then
yeah. We lived, breathe, and eat, battling,
yeah,
DJ battling, man. Yeah,
so it's all turntablism. Like it's all battling. It's all just like that's all you're trained for. Like it's like it's a whole what do you call it? It's a whole month
uh,
or whatever of just maybe more, like 3 months, 6 months of just uh
yeah.
preparing.
It's a long process.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a
yeah.
long,
It takes a
long
while
process.
because even at that time, we had to like go through records and we would go through like a bunch of records, like even scratch records, just and you have to put all the tapes in there and and
Oh
actually
yeah.
we have to make sure that there were also what do you call this they had the the doubles of everything you gotta have those for
Yeah, yeah,
battles. So especially
yeah,
juggling and stuff, you gotta have those. And it would take time to practice juggling because we had a problem with skipping. Like the records were always skipping. So
yeah. And well, that was a time where it was pre-Serato, pre-digital,
yeah,
vinyl and all that stuff. Yeah, putting the sticker to
yeah,
for to cue the cue
exactly.
marks.
The key points. So
Yeah,
those took
that was
time.
the original way. Yeah,
Yeah, and to practice your routines, and it's not more of like how it's more of like your mind is trained to be on perfection. Like you always want to keep doing it, and keep doing it more and more and more until your routines is perfected. Like until I mean, yeah, you'll get to the point where like you don't want the record to skip anymore. So that's the
yeah,
kind of it's like you really train for it.
yeah. And well, the other thing, the other element to that, because like when you're practicing at home,
Hmm.
for 6 to 8 months out of the year,
Yeah.
you're used to that equipment, your own equipment,
Yeah.
and then when you show up to the battle,
Hmm.
a lot of times, you know, things happen to where you're not comfortable with that fader or that mixer or that turntable, or someone will like you know um like mistakenly change the tone arm, or didn't set it right, like
Yeah.
and then sometimes you just have to deal with those elements where yeah, it may skip on you
Yeah.
during that battle, or it may not go right for you, like it's just a no, just another element to it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Sometimes.
You're definitely right about that because you know there were clubs that didn't even offer those even mixers and we're used to like if you're used to like just training one type of mixer and then the other their own mixer like I remember I think the O5s and O6 were very popular at that time
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and most of us from the islands we only train with whatever we have. Like I had the Geminis and also the Scratch Master and then the Vestax ones, the little ones.
Hmm.
So it took time, man, to really adapt to something different. And also we had to deal with the at that time we also had the problem with practicing with the faders because they bleed a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
So
true.
those were the
That's true.
days. Yeah, like when the fader start bleeding, it's like it's one of the biggest problem. As a
But yeah.
okay.
Definitely. Yeah, man. I kind of want to get into um fast forward a little bit. You making scratch loopers, and obviously your album. Man, I was listening it to this morning, early this morning,
Oh,
and man, salute, man. Dope stuff.
oh, thank
It kind of just brought back a lot of the because like I used to like do some of that too. Like I believe I have like one track on SoundCloud that I put out,
God.
but I used to mess with that kind of that stuff as well, and I haven't got into doing that kind of stuff lately, obviously, but I missed that, man. And listening to the album, I was vibing out on it. I mean, man, a dope shit, bro.
Oh,
Like
thank.
salute on that stuff.
Yeah, it took me a while, man, to finish that album.
I bet it's a lot. It's a lot of work.
Yeah,
I don't think a lot of people would know, unless you're a DJ, but
yeah.
or a musician. Yeah, definitely is. I felt the sweat, blood, and tears in on that album, bro.
Oh, bro, yeah, that's all I wanted to do. It's like basically, it's just trying to like what people say that I'm just a musician. Like as a musician, and I use turntables. Like that's pretty much it. Like um, because I mean, I could actually, like break it down to part where I, like I just wanted to let people know that turntable or even with a mixer is instruments. Those are instruments that we use to make
Yeah,
our own music.
definitely. When did it after doing all the battling and the b-boying, the all the hip hop stuff, like, cause like I'm with you on that. Like at one point in time, that was kind of our lifestyle,
Mhm.
and then eventually you kind of um for a lack of a better word, maybe like kind of grow out of it, like
Yeah. Oh,
like DJing and hip hop. It's naturally competitive.
mhm.
But you know what I mean. Like there's there's a time where like you can only do so much, and then like after a while I stopped battling. Like I think I came back to battling
Mhm.
and ended up doing like the scratch battling
Mhm.
stuff,
Yeah.
either online or like different hip hop events. But like as far as putting a full routine, like,
Mhm. Yeah.
man, I kind of like, what, like, I'm done with this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Making full routines is not easy.
Yeah.
It takes
So when can it when did it switch for you, like
open.
the next level, the next wave, I guess, like into your progression, like when you started to make your own. We'll talk about your scratch loopers and stuff too, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like doing the album and making the next step, I guess, into turntablism, I guess.
Uh-huh. I think it was like maybe like to stop everything like from battlings and all that. I think it happened maybe I think it's almost 3 years ago. I think 3 or 4 years ago. Um, when I kind of like you know uh wanted to just focus more on just like myself. Like I had to kind of like think for myself, like what what can I do to like continue turntablism in a way where we get respected as a musician.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I was always into battling, so I've never really felt anything like. I mean, it was good. Like, I mean, it was good to battle, meeting like new people, new heads. Like, I mean, I always have respect for battling, as far as in that part of what I do back then. And the thing is that once you as a battle DJ, um, you play a lot of other people's music.
Hmm.
So it just happened one night where I said, what if I actually just stop doing this, and then I want to just be a musician. Like I want to get respected as a musician.
Yeah.
It's not like you're not getting respected as a DJ or being a musician, but what if I wanted people to say that, hey, this is me, and it's like if you're to look at a guitar player, and he would be just a guitar player, right? And
Yeah.
would just look at him like as a guitar player, like Jimi Hendrix, or if you look at other musicians, Miles Davis, they would just think of what they do as, and they would only mess around with their instrument. So I was always, collecting a lot of, dusties and stuff. So I would study those kind of stuff, like what they do. And most of those musicians, like they stick to one instrument,
Hmm.
like, and they would love that instrument, only to that instrument. So I kind of like, uh, um, just wanted to like, put myself in a way where, like, what if I had only one turntable? I mean, everyone. I mean, a lot of the scratches were already doing that. But what if I just wanted to just focus on um, what I do as a musician, and started making sounds. I mean, I start creating sounds, or at least manipulate sounds in a way where we could continue this art, where and push it more as turntable artists.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because there's like a lot of I mean, there's few cats only, that I can tell you that are still doing it. I mean, you got like the whole like these styles are still, he's really pushing, he's been pushing it for a while, like.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
that kind of like eventually I mean, it did help in the beginning, but I wanted to like even cubert them, like I see them like pushing albums, and that's the route that I wanted to get into, like I want to push an album, like I want to try to be a someone that could at least say that, hey, I created an all turntable music album, so
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
that's where everything just started, like and then I got into I got me like a little those loop pedals,
Hmm.
and then from there, I started recording my stuff, like started recording it, putting things in a way where what if I wanted to do a music, everything's just scratching, and everything would be, the drums are scratch, you get, I would have chorus, intro, verse, chorus, intro, or whatever it is. And and then the first track that I did, I was really happy about it. I was like, wow, I can say now that I am an artist.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. No, that's yeah, like you just said, like composing, because yeah, yeah, we talked about this the other day,
mhm.
and it's about composition, putting a song together from, you know, yeah, from straight turntables, like
Yeah,
the
straight.
drumming, the hi-hats, the horns,
Mm-hmm.
the bass.
Yep.
So yeah, like that's the thing. That's a difficult thing to do, because like you mentioned, it's like there's not a lot of cats that put together like just like an album, like from just the straight from the turntables. Like you just mentioned D Styles. He recently came out with
Mhm.
his album,
Yeah.
I think last year, I believe, or something.
Yeah.
Uh,
Hmm.
and then Q just came out with his the Wave Twisters Origin,
Yeah. Hmm.
which is dope. I was able to check that out, and
Yeah.
and then um obviously you had, like, early on in the 2000s, Ned Harding,
Hmm.
Gunk
Yep.
Gunk Ho,
Yeah. Hmm.
you know, it like with those, you know what I'm saying, like it was kind of the next level of turntablism. Like it was more composition. Like early on in the '90s, when the Scratch Pistols were doing it, it was like it was composition and still, but it was more like it was almost like a rock band, so to speak.
Yeah, like
It was just like yeah, somebody do the drum and somebody do the vocals, and so
yeah,
so
like you would
it
have a whole team like making music.
yeah,
So
but like when the way I looked at it, it was kind of like when Harding hit the scene, it was like it became like wow, like it was really like on some next level shit, like kind of like jazz,
yeah, exactly.
like it became like musical, like as far as like the sounds they were using, and like
Hmm.
oh, it's like it was dope. And um then obviously Mike Boo, he put out some stuff. He got some dope shit, like
Oh yeah,
um
those guys
um
been putting out those stuff. I mean, dope stuff ever since. Like when they came out with the what video was that where all of them was in. They were traveling everywhere.
was that the Bastard Language, that one?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
you
no,
know,
that was that, yeah, definitely dope.
yeah, that video, pretty much like helped, push the not just the whole like scratch, like music, like
Yeah,
to that level of why I think I remember one was saying like why can't I be an artist, like why can't I just I think it was Exis that he said
yeah,
yeah I want to be pushing out my own music, so that right there also that those kind of things that really did help me like continue on like what if I can, I mean, because you'll get to the point of battling and battling, like where what else is next, like I mean I could go on
yeah,
if practice more and be the world whatever champion, but it's like thing is like you know I mean it's cool like you can win all these stuffs, but I want it to be more like I want to be a musician. That's it. That's all it. That's all it there is to it. Like
yeah.
I want to
No,
be
definitely.
just a DJ. Like I mean, I've passed that where like I did a lot of mixing and all the clubs and stuff. Like I wanted to be like just try create my own music out of the turntables and the mixer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, definitely.
you know.
Yeah, because I think like I mentioned earlier, it comes to a point where like okay, you can only do so much in battling
Mhm.
and I mean all of us, we still have that battle instinct or competitiveness in us, but when you work on an album or work on a track or composing something, that's a little bit different because that's like when you work on an album, it's it's there for a long time for people, like let's say, in years to come, people can still listen to it, what I'm saying, like
Exactly. Yeah, that's true.
and,
You know.
so it's gonna be forever cemented,
Yeah.
like damn, like Nemesis, wow, this is his album, like
Yeah.
they can look it up and listen to it and stuff. So
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
And
yeah,
that's something you can just pass to the next generation, like this guy actually came out with his own albums. Like,
yeah, exactly.
that's pretty much, it's not like you're stopping everything. Like, of course, the battle mentality is still in me if I only had time, So,
Yeah, yeah.
like, if give me a time, I'll create routines. But it's just now, like I said, if I'll be lucky to have like 2 3 hours to practice, when when things change,
R-
man,
yeah, yeah, things change. Life changes as well. We all grow.
yeah,
We have a lot of us have family.
that's true.
And and yeah, it kind of takes away the focus, as far as when it comes to things like that, and your mentality changes too.
Yeah,
Like
everything changes. Like I guess in a way when you like when you become more of a like for me as a musician, like turntable musician, I think you become more mature of every,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, like you become more mature and it's strictly you will know what you want, you know, like you want something like in a way where uh, like uh, like you want something that can define who you are, you know.
yeah,
So
yeah. Yeah, no, exactly. Because I was just it just came to my mind, but like you start to, do what you want to do versus like pleasing other people.
mhm.
You,
Yeah,
you, you know what I mean?
and the truth is that even now, you can even like go more advanced because I mean, on the first album that I did, it was all records, and that was good because that was my plan. You know, like I wanted to do everything as much as I can on records, and I did use like one of my sampler, I think, to use it. So well, that was cool. But you know, when you can do like an album and with just using records, it's cool. But even like that now, this generation, the advantage I can tell you is that you have even more advantage because before, you know, we'll only use records, like you will use whatever you have, you know, on a record.
Mhm.
But now you can actually create your own sound, you know, like you have all the softwares and you can just start the recording that and put it on a, you know, like a DVS, and you can start scratching, you know, your own types of sound, you know.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that's the
No, that's
difference.
true.
You know, that's the difference between now is like I can just go on to my keyboard and record something that I like I can sound design it and design it into something that I really want, is that sound, and let it be known that that's the kind of sound that I want. And that's the good thing about it, you know. Like it's like there's you could always take advantage of whatever it's out there, you know.
Yeah, yeah. No, technology is
Yeah,
definitely
technology is
advancing
there. Hmm.
and moving forward, and definitely. Yeah, I want to talk about like your scratch loopers. Like I mentioned earlier, I follow you on IG,
Hmm.
and like I said, man, much respect, and like what you're doing, and you're always pushing the culture and stuff. Like with the scratch loopers, like I think I've probably downloaded a few of them. You probably have more that I forget, but
The
I notice like when you're doing your beats, you're you have a unique sound, interesting sound, as far as like using different maybe drum kits, or even your like your style, like your tempos and stuff. It's it's definitely different from sometimes when you hear a looper, it's like, oh, okay, well, I get this looper, it's cool.
Mhm.
But you kind of have a different sound. I think the other cat that I've also hear a lot, Zakel,
Yeah,
he
yeah,
kind of has a different sound too.
yeah.
Um,
Uh,
but like, how did you develop your style or your sound when it comes to making scratch loopers?
Um, well, because I was always into like like hip hop production, like even
Mm,
now, like I'm
yeah,
very heavy on hip hop production, like you know, just hip hop music.
yeah.
So I've been producing beats since 2004. So and you know that helped me a lot, like how to build like breaks or loops and things like that. So like making a loopers, like even one loop is like for me is like damn, this is too easy for me, you know. So basically how do I like develop into like to get it into my own styles as far as like creating the loop, like it's mainly uh like taking advantage of what you have, you know, like learning the equipment very to the point where you know so much about the equipment that you're controlling the equipment. You know that you're
Hmm.
not
Okay.
that the equipment is not controlling you. You should be the one to really doing what you want with the equipment. You
Yeah.
know, it's like me with a turntable and scratching. I should be the one to do whatever I want, you know, to the
Yeah. Yeah.
equipment. So it's the same mentality when I have with my loopers and like when I create it, like I could. I mean, I use either my MPC to create drums.
Which one are you using?
I use the MPC 1000. I mean, I started
Oh, okay.
MPC 2000 like when I started off, but when I got into MPC 1000, everything was a little easy for me because the advantage of the MPC 1000, the Akai MPC 1000 is that you can layer drums, you know, like in a point where you can create and tweak it to make it different, sound different,
Hmm.
and you can actually if you can layer drums you can actually layer like also so you would have like for most of my beats like I would like layer like four types of kicks, three
Ooh. Yeah.
snares,
Yeah. Yeah.
sometimes four types of hi-hats. I would get them together all layered together and start tweaking it from there, you know, start messing around with the sound and to make it sound different. And when
Yeah, that's what I noticed.
Mhm.
It's definitely it's the sound is different from a lot of the other scratch loopers, and it sounds heavier. I don't know if that's the right term, but definitely it seems like yeah you put a lot of time into it, and then adding like you just said, you know, layer
Yeah,
uh
yeah.
on
So,
top of other stuff.
because normally, you know, like a lot of things nowadays, you can just get it like in the like a sample pack, and you can just get it all the kicks all ready to go,
Yeah.
right? I mean, I have some of those. I use it on my, and some the second thing that I use is Ableton, and
Hmm.
Ableton also is one of the programs that makes me like do loopers like 5 loopers in 1 hour. You know, it's too easy because but the advantage of the Ableton, you know, the softwares are pretty much you know that the effects you can have like so much effects on little things like you can tweak a sound in in a way where it's not normal anymore like
Yeah.
if you really like I said like if you really study it like to the point where you know it becomes like you controlling it, you doing everything like how you want it, then that's the part where uh when you know that you are already putting your own style, you know, like that your own like style or funk, you know, to it to a sound.
Yeah. Yeah.
So so I kind of learned all those from you know like producing like hip hop beats because you know in hip hop you know you you know they always have like a street code kind of thing where they say hey you better have your own style man, you know. So
Yeah. Yeah.
that
Yeah.
mentality still carries on with me. Like you better not try to you know copy someone else's style because that's something. So it's still in me. Like it's like ever since you know even you know we carry that you know like the
That's what's up.
yeah in the
Yeah.
old school days you know you can't just you know bite someone's style. You know what I mean? It's like it's all about like hey you gotta practice your own and do whatever you have to do to you know create your own style.
Yeah, no respects because you're definitely from like I said from what I noticed you have a unique sound, unique style from a lot of the people that put out scratch loopers and no, you know what I'm saying, no disrespect to the other cats that's putting out
Mhm.
scratch loopers. They're still dope as well,
Yeah,
but
it's a
um
yeah a
um
lot of them they're dope. You know.
yeah. So like, did you collab with Zukel?
Yeah,
I,
I did like I'm not sure if I did 2 collabs with him, and then
Yeah, I think I saw that. That's what.
yeah,
Oh,
and then the
okay.
last time he hit us up and to do the portablest looper, and I gave beat to him too. And then this Zuckle is like he's hungrier than me actually, man. He probably make about like 10 loops a day, man.
Oh yeah, he
He's
has
heavy,
a bunch of
yeah,
them.
and he's
Yeah, he has
dope.
a bunch
And
of.
I always listen to his stuff, and he's like totally like I can definitely say he's like inside the machine, or like he's really trapped in the machine. Like
Yeah, yeah,
he knows his stuff, like, and I dig for the way he works. Like he's the way he works is very always I always say it is like it's like he's on it. Like he just keeps going,
yeah,
and
yeah.
like yeah, that
Hell yeah.
like that vibe that he's got is like just continues on. Like it keeps going. Like I wish I could do that, like full time. You know? Like he
Yeah.
was like, I mean, you would see him come out with loopers like every week sometimes, or every month he would have one.
Yeah, yeah, I noticed that. Yeah, it's like I was like I would go onto the tablelist.net site. I was like, oh shit, dang, he got another one. Like what the
Yeah, he's drive.
fuck?
His drive is really there. Like he's there. Like I would,
um,
you know,
yeah, man.
jealous of like how do you do 20 loopers in one day or something? Like he's dope.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, we're gonna actually man, I hate to wrap it up in a few minutes here.
All good.
We're probably gonna end up doing like a part two, bro, or so.
For sure.
But man, like I said, man, I appreciate you for coming on and just joining me and sharing your story and stuff. I almost forgot. Like I was going through the messages and stuff, man. You still have the shirt I sent you?
Which one? The
Scratch Life shirt.
Oh, I think yeah, it's there. Yeah, in the closet.
You-
Like man, it's still there.
yeah, no, that's
Oh,
like I was like, oh shit, I forgot that I sent him one.
yeah.
That's how much I respect you, man. Cause
Well,
like
thank
you know what I'm saying, like I sent you out. That was during the time where like I was trying to promote that shirt and stuff.
Oh,
I
I
need a
see. Okay. Yeah,
yeah
I'm
yeah
always down, man. It's like 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 I said, I'm just a regular hip hop head. That's all
yeah
like
yeah
you know.
yeah
I'm,
exactly.
I'm
Like I was telling
not.
um
I mean,
like I was saying to when I had stunts one on
mm,
like yeah man I was telling him like yeah man I'm just a fan, man. I'm a fan of you guys, pushing the culture, anyone that's that's anything related to DJing,
mhm.
portabilism or whatever, it's everyone's doing their own thing, and doing something with it,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
contributing in some ways, man.
yeah. I think everyone is special in a way. Like
Yeah. Hell yeah.
yeah, that's how.
Um. So where can they contact you? Where can they how can they follow you?
I'm on Instagram. Even though it's private, but I always add people anyway. Like
Yeah.
I'm friendly. It's like it's
Yeah.
sometimes there are just too many people that adds me, and I don't really know because that's it's kind of different. Like for me now, I just keep it private because I want to be able to have like to be able to know people that that share what I do, or has the same kind of like almost similar interest in what I
Yeah.
so yeah, man, it's even though it's private, anybody can add me.
There you go. So just Instagram, right?
Yeah, Instagram. I am Nemesis. It's EYEMNEMCIS, and then I'm on Facebook as my using my regular name. And then
Yeah.
as far as like projects, yeah, I have a looper coming out next month with my homie DJ Handprints. This is the second one.
Yep.
So yeah, the homie he's busting out some new stuff. So I had to get a little bit more. Harder than the last one we put out. So that's cool. And then he's been making hip hop beats too. Just mainly a lot of the in the Philippines, a lot of the artists over there I've been working with.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's dope, bro. Salute
Thank-
on everything what you're doing. I'm always a supporter and man, that's awesome stuff. But yeah, like as far as the podcast, where's my damn podcast, y'all? Go ahead and share that shit.
Will do.
Thank you to everyone that's out there tuning in or listening. I appreciate you for doing that.
Mm.
This podcast is going to be on your various streaming platforms. It's going to be on YouTube as well. So go hit that up. Um, but yeah, man. Shit.
Hey,
I think we're about to wrap it up.
thank you for having me.
Yeah, bro.
Talk.
Appreciate you. Thank you, and yeah. Until next time, y'all.
All right.
Peace.
Peace. There's.